Hi there, hope you're doing good. So here I am with the final version of final demo of this copy. So this sheet was associated with a system in which we were trying to figure out a way where we can accommodate all the patients to the nearest hospitals with the optimization of the distance and the capacity available in the hospitals. So this was the requirement, and the solution was generated with these steps. How you can use that solution. In the first step, obviously you need to have some data in the back end, which you can always reach to this by clicking on this button. So this is the providers which we are calling the hospitals maybe. So the providers list in which there is a missing provider number 7. There could be any, and the capacities available in those hospitals. I'll call those as, let's say, I'll try to call it providers as well, so that we are on the same page on this video demo. Okay, so the providers and their capacities, their lat longs, their zip codes, and lat longs. So we'll be using the lat long to calculate the distance between the patients and the providers. This is a generic list of the patients' locations against their lat longs. So if we'll be having any patient with the particular zip code, we can take the lat long from here, and maybe we can take the city as well. We don't need this; we just need the lat longs. So we'll be taking the lat longs from here. So this is a fixed thing which you can always modify according to the capacity variation in the hospitals. We'll move to the next tab then. I think this one should be on the right. Okay, so the first was introduction. So we reach to this and we have a prefix already preset information available. Then the second steps comes in, which is the patient's list sheet. In the patient list sheet, you have to enter all the raw details of all the patients available to get processed, which can be refined further with these two limitations. The last visit status, so you have the last visit status on this column, and the disposition on this, maybe some remarks on this one. So you can change, you can select. I have made a dynamic list which will control if there will be any new, like if I'll say no reply. So if I'll add a new type of disposition, you will see that will get automatically accommodated in this list. Here it is, no reply, which you can check or uncheck always. Okay, so I'll make this undo again. Okay, so this is completely dynamic list, which will automatically build itself if there are more or if there are less options available in these two lists. How you can use this list is you can check or uncheck any items, and whatever the item you will uncheck from here, you will be only able to see only those patients which are fulfilling the criteria. So if you want to see only the cancelled patients, which you don't, so what if I would run it, I will say, okay, I want all of the patients rescheduled to get processed for the further processing of optimization of the distance and capacity accordingly. So if I'll select these three, maybe I'll select maybe randomly all these, leaving the wrong number. So now I have a list of 2083 patients and the capacity is 1321. So I would like to process 2083 patients to fill this capacity, which is 762 more than the capacity, so that we can find the best matches available for the providers. So once you are done with this selection, you can always enter the radius to which the provider can pick up the patients, or the nearest the patient can reach to the nearest hospital, which is you can call 50. So I'll make it maybe let's make it 30. So if I'll make it 30, only the patients will be assigned to the providers which are in 30 miles. If there is any distance which is more than 30 miles, those will get skipped. So this is the basically first interaction sheet where you need to select the patients and the mileage. Once you are done with it, you need to go to the prepare data, which you can see as a second step in here. So this one will show you that what is the second step. So the second step is to run the prepare data. So as soon as you have completed the patient list selection, you need to go to this custom menu I've added and then click this prepare data. Once you will click this one, it will take all of the it will clear the all the result sheets first, which you can see here. All of these are cleared, no data in here. So this will basically clear all the previous results, and it will take the new list and take it into the first step of the optimization system to calculate the distance and other things, which is on the next sheet. So you will see all of those patients got transferred in here, and this sheet is working. The blue bar or green bar you can see on the right top. Here is a pop up that yes, the data is that data transfer is completed, but you can wait for another 10 seconds for to let this sheet complete, because this is depending on the internet speed in laptop and the amount of data you are processing. So this might take 10 to 20 seconds to complete, which it seems to be just, yeah, it's done now. So once you are done with it, you don't need to go to this sheet. If you will be on any of the other sheet, still you can see this bar on the right top, so that you can make sure that this bar is complete and no more filling. So once you are done with it, so the data is ready. Now you can go for the optimizations. You can maybe go to the result tab and then run the optimization, or you can run it from anywhere. Okay, so meanwhile this one is running, you will get three type of results. First result is the detailed result, from which we'll be aggregating all of the required format result which you asked me for. So the provider, two patients, result, provider, and patient. So this is basically depending based on provider, and this is all listed and skipped. So let me go through the first one. So this one is, I'll go through quickly. So this is the total mileage you need to travel to accommodate all of the assigned patients to the provider. So 15,384 is the mileage. There were 20 providers available, but we accommodated all the listing in 15, because maybe the rest of those were far away, obviously, to the 30-mile radius which we have selected. And we have out of 2083 patients, we have assigned 981 patients to 15 providers. And yeah, that is it. And here you can see the capacity got read, sorry, the quantity got read, which is like the capacity of provider 5 was 35, but we have only assigned 6. Similarly on the right side you will see one shot. And here, okay, so what is this? So this is basically a provider based detail. So this is one provider, provider number 2, and these are all the patients assigned to this provider, their zip codes and the distances traveled. You will not find any distance more than 30, because we have the cap of 30 miles in here. So here you can see all of the details against the provider. Okay, let's move to the second one. So second one is your requirement, that you want to see a provider, the count of the provider, how many patients are being assigned to this provider. Provider number 2 has assigned 140 patients, and the unique zip codes distribution is this. So from this zip code, we have 21 patients assigned to provider number 140. Similarly, this zip code, 15 patients assigned to this provider. Similarly, you can read out this. So this is basically the distribution based on the provider and the zip codes. So this is what I have just mentioned in here. Provider, patients against their zips. So this is it. And you can see all the distribution, and this is completely dynamic. If there will be more providers, those will get accommodated in these columns. Now let's move to this third one. So the third one says all the skipped, you can see this in blue heading, skipped patients list. So this is all the patients IDs with their zip codes and the distances, and those are skipped. Obviously, if the distance was very short within our radius, but it's still not assigned, so it means the nearest, whatever the provider was, the nearest distance was 2.06, but it's still skipped, because when it switched to the next one, because of the capacity, maybe the distance was more than the limit of 30 radius. So this is how you can see it. So this is the list of all the skipped patients. This is the list of all the assigned patients with their IDs in one column, so that you can trace, you can find out, okay, these are skipped and these are assigned. You can see the provider number assigned, and you can see their zips and their distances. And this is all, this is combined for a combined effect of all the all right. So this is the combined list of all the zip codes, either skipped or um assigned, and here is the total of those, how many patients were from these this zip, and how many patients were from this zip. So this is and this is also sorted based on the patient list. So you can see the highest patients from any zip at the top, and descending order. Okay, and these are the lat longs against these zips, because I need to use these lat longs, and the patient quality quantity is exactly the same. So I need these to plot some chart on the dashboard, which I'll show you shortly. So skipped complete list, assigned complete list, combined zip list to plot the chart, and there here it is, the third requirement. So here you can see the all assigned plus skip distribution. So these are the zip codes which have assigned any patients in it. So this is the total assigned, and this is if there are any skips. So let me show you some number. So here it is. So this 90028 zip has assigned one patient to provider number 25, and 11 skipped from this the zip. So 11 patients were skipped. Let me find another example in here. Okay, we might have another one. No, we don't. Okay, so now let me read through how you are going to read it. So this is basically a two-line set. So this one is showing that 91740 zip code has uh, only one patient, and that is being assigned to provider number 36. Let me read with the two sets. So this is one line. 90806 zip code has 21 patients, and 4 patients were assigned to provider number 9, and 17 patients were assigned to provider number 28. Let me take a three set of thing. No, we don't have. So if there will be any other set, like if there are any two or three patients assigned to another any other provider, you will see all of those in here. So this will be the list. So here you can track by any provider that which provider has how many patients provider assigned to any of the provider. So this is how you can see this list. Now the last thing, dashboard. Okay, so here you can see the dashboard is showing the a map where you can see this is United States, and this is basically I think the California, and I'm using the lat longs to plot the dots. If you will click on the on this red dot, it will give you a zoom. Let me zoom it a bit more. So if you will hover your mouse on it, it will give you a further zoomed picture, so that you can see this is the distribution of your skipped and assigned patients lat longs. So this is the basically area you are targeting. Okay. So this kind of chart basically slow down the sheet because of they are taking the lat long from the system and going to the server and finding out the location and plotting on the map. So this might get things a bit slow. So I'm not plotting multiple charts of this kind. I'll be giving you a quick overview on this one. So here now you can see. So this chart is basically on step based. So this one is that how many patients are there in the patients list, in the main list, how many scheduled. So this is basically the list which you have selected the patient. So this is the count of these lists which you are going to process in ahead in the calculation sheet. And you have set the radius of 30 mile. You have processed 270 20745 because there were 38 patients which doesn't have the lat long, so you have skipped 38 patients out of it. So 98% of the patients you selected will get processed. You have already lost 2%, and then the patients within 30 miles are 1988. This is not right because we have just cleared the results, I think. No, yeah, this is right, we have the results. So okay, so out of 2045, 1988 patients are within the 30-mile range, which is the 97%. So you have lost 1% more of the selected patient from here. Providers are 38, and the capacity of those providers is 1321. Capacity left. So this is basically showing that how much capacity is left. Still we have vacant positions, but due to the limitation of the distance, the providers are not got filled. When we reach to a provider where the capacity is there, but it's out of the distance for that particular patient, so still skipped. Okay, miles calculated, the total miles calculated to after the assigning the all the patients to the providers. How many providers were how many patients were accommodated? 831, which is the 40% of this 202045. Only 40% of the provider patients were assigned, and rest got skipped. And the skipped distribution is like this: 100, 1 to 52 were skipped, and the distribution for the skipped is that 38 was skipped due to the unavailability of the lat long, 57 were skipped due to out of range within the selected, and 115, 1157 were within range but still skipped, 667 just because of the capacity was not available. So this is basically within range is basically the minimum possible distance, because for example, if you have 2000 patients and all of those patients are nearest to hospital provider number one, but you cannot assign 2000 patients to that provider. Obviously you need to switch to the second, third, fourth after fulfilling the capacity of the provider one. So when you will be going to the second provider number two, maybe the second provider is out of range or the out of distance, which is out of the 30 miles. So this is how it goes. I've done a detailed QC and with multiple data testing. So yeah, I'm satisfied with the results. Now these scorecards are giving you the total overview. So the 2297 were the patients, 831 were accommodated, and out of 831 we have skipped 1252 patients, and one three capacity versus the capacity. So 1321 was the capacity, and we have already only we have left capacity of 1490. So capacity left. Accommodated versus capacity. So 831 were accommodated, and the capacity is still remaining for 890. This is the complete distribution of the patients. So out of range were this much. You can see a graphical view of that how many. You can see the similar numbers for the green and the dark green. So in range and out of range are almost same. And this is, sorry, the out of range were very low. So the uh, processed and in range are almost same. Obviously, whatever the processed, most of those were got 16% were processed and 15.86 were within range. Missing capacity is very low, 0.3. So missing lat long is only 0.3%. Scheduled we have 16.3%. And so yeah, this is the graphical overview of all the distribution from the total to the skipped. Now let's move to the third chart. I'll come back to this chart later. Okay, so this chart, this one is showing total versus skipped distribution. So basically total, if you say that, okay, these are the quantity of the patient's schedule, the patient accommodated were this much, and the patient skipped were more than that, because you can see we have already assigned the 40% and the 50%, rest 60% are skipped. So this is these are the two bars in here showing the skipped out. Okay, after the total and skip distribution, this is just a quick view of all of these green things. So you can see the distribution of the how much is skipped. And this is this is the second last chart, total versus skipped patient. So you can see a graphical view of this. The highest number was the patients scheduled. Then there was only 40%, 39.89 exactly. The patients were accommodated, and the skipped were more than that, which is 55.4%. Skipped without lat long is only very less. So you can see these three bar give you the idea of this much. This is the height of the total, and we have skipped more and accommodated less than 50% of it. And if those bar will raise, those you can see got high, and you can interpret accordingly. Okay, now this chart, this is basically patient's distribution count. So this is basically showing you the total um, schedule, the quantity. This is not the percentage. This is basically giving you the quantity. So we have missing lat long only 38. So these are the lowest ones, and these are the highest ones. You can go through this chart, and this chart are exactly the same, but only the color distribution is different for those. So yep, that is it. And then I have added another chart, the pivot table, which you have already in your sheet. So I've just added that here again. Now I think yep, that is it. So if you will be using any other lat longs which are associated with any of the other state, city, or any county, you will see those got popped up scattered. We have only the data for the California and a particular zone. So here we can see this distribution here as well. Let me give you a quick view of making the changes. Let's make it 60 and run with the exactly same setup. And let's see how it goes. I will simply optimize it. Sorry, let me, yeah, I'll add another button which will be giving you a single click operation. But with that will do, it will clear the sheets, prepare the data, optimize it, and give you the results. So first I'll clear the result manually, because I'm just rerunning the process. It's complete. Now I'll run the optimization, and let's hold for few seconds to see that once we have the results. Okay, we have the updated results for those, and let's go back to the dashboard and see if we have anything plotted. Okay, the data is still plotting. Because after getting the results, we'll be plotting something. Okay, now you can see there is a dot away from the main chart. Let me give you a. So if you hover your mouse on it, you can see the distribution has got changed. So these are all the we have increased the radius, so you can see the dots got spread out because we have raised the radius uh, of the limit, like the how much distance we can travel to pick up the clients or whatever. And here you can see there is a lat long. You can hover your mouse on it, and it's showing you there were one patient, and this was the lat long for that. Let me increase a little more so that we can see the distribution more. I'll go to here and I'll maybe take it 100. I'm just testing it just to show you that how it is responding. Okay, let me add the menu in here right now, and then I'll show you the demo with the one click operation as well. All right, so here I am with the latest update. So now I have added the extra menu, which is one click operation. What this will do, you just need to insert the listing, select the patient, whatever the patient you want to select. Let me select less patients and run it. It will take almost 1 minute because I've given it ample time to process all the data and not skip any other results. So I'll give it a bit time so that it can get complete. Okay, so now as we have selected only 48 patients, so this will be quick. Still, it will take 40 seconds to wait. So I'll run the one click operation and I'll take you to the results first so that you can see the processing. First of all, it will clear everything, and then I have added another option which will allow you to understand which system you have used to optimize the system, optimize the data, and that will be shown on dashboard in here on the left top. So you have clicked. If you will use the one click operation, this will give you the remarks in here that you have used the one click operation. And here you can see the distribution of on the mapping. I think we have some results now. No, still not. Okay, so we have some results now. Let's take to the dashboard, and is it still plotting? Yep, it is plotting. So this kind of charts take some time because they will take the lat long to the server, go back, make sure that the lat long are lying on the map somewhere, and then plot it. It's still working. So this the one click operation seems to be a bit slower, but if you don't want to click here and there, you can always use this one. Okay, I'll run it one more time with more patients because I cannot see anything on the maps. Don't know if we have yeah, we have nothing in here. Okay, so I'll go back to the patients list, select most of these, raise the radius to 200 mile so that we can see maximum results spreading out on the on the dashboard map. So I'll just run the one click operation again. You can always skip the video, maybe 20-30 seconds, so that you can see the results. I'm not skipping the video just to make sure that you are seeing all the operations happening real time. Okay, so it took a bit while, but it completed the operation. Let's go to the dashboard. Yep, it plotted. Let me zoom it a bit. And you can see the radius has increased. So we have a far way the patient's lat long plotted on the right, left, and the upper side as well. So on the cluster, you can click on it and you will see this is spreading out outwards to this point. So yep, it seems to be working, the one click operation, taking a bit while. So if you want to have a quick responses, you can, because I've added the 40 seconds, sorry, one almost 60-second time to spare between the prepare data and the optimization, which you can always do yourself. You can click the prepare data and then this will clear the result first. So you have just to do two things. Go to the patient list, select the patients, go to the menu, prepare data, wait for 10 seconds, click this optimize, and you are done. And you can see all the charts are plotted accordingly, very less skipped. Still, we are only processing the 39%. So, yep, I'll run few more tests on it, and that is it from my side. So, the only thing here, please do not add any column or and delete the raw clicking like this. That will mess up the thing. And only make the changes in yellow cell, which you can see on this sheet. And there is no other sheet with any yellow cell. So you have nothing to do. You have no changes whatsoever, no manual inputs required, only on this patient's list. The yellow sheet is, I have mentioned the color is yellow, and these are the only cells. You have to paste the data in here, select the sheets, select the patients, insert the mileage radius, and run the menu 2 times between 10 seconds gap in between. And that is it. Or once you are selected with everything, you can click on the one click operation and give it 1 or 2 minutes so that it will complete and give you the results. So that is it from my side. I hope you like it. And if you have any other plan for any other chart you want to see or any other interpretation you want to do uh, with these data, please let me know. Looking forward for your review. Take care. Bye.